In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Father, we thank you for today. Father, we thank you because, Father, we thank you for even allowing us to see this lesson. Father, your name be exalted in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Father, I pray that you grant us understanding and wisdom in Jesus' name. Father, help us to understand and do our assignments in Jesus' name.
Amen.
For in Jesus' name we have prayed.
Amen. I really love your prayer. Thank you very much. You need prayers to do your assignments, isn't it? I think you need prayers to do your assignments. Okay, so let's move to the business of the day. I don't want to take much of your time today, because what you are going to be doing today, we also need you to practice it. You need to practice it. Sorry, I'm not saying thank you yet, because we've not done anything. Okay, so today we will be talking about, quickly, I need somebody to tell me what we did last week Tuesday. What was the topic?
Transitive and intransitive verbs.
Transitive and intransitive verbs. Okay. Can you tell me something about a transitive verb? Tell me something. Okay. Who wants to answer that?
Transitive verb transfer action from subject to the object.
Okay. While intransitive verbs,
they don't have an object.
They don't take objects. They don't take.
Yes,
so after the verb, you won't see an object directly after the verb. You have tried. Clap for yourself, please. Clap for yourself. Good. So that's a good one. And if you really understood this last week, I don't think it should be a problem doing your assignments. So I want to see all your assignments. Is that taken? So today we'll be talking about how to write a formal letter. Formal letter. Another name for a formal letter is what? Please, I'm very sure you need to write this down, because this is your guide for writing your own formal letters in class and even outside class. So anything you think will be very useful for you, take it down. I do not promise to send this note to you, so take it down. Just as we do in normal class, we take down notes, don't we? And it's even easier. It's easier for you to take down notes than getting it later. As you are learning now, be taking down your notes. So a formal letter can also be called an official letter. What did I call it? An official letter. A letter to somebody that you are not related to by blood, or somebody that the relationship you have with that person is an official relationship. Like the relationship between a teacher and a student, in some cases and in most cases, will be official. I'm sure you agree to that. Boy, are you doing something else? Okay, so be careful. So the relationship you have with your principal, the principal of your school, is an official relationship. Precious, are you listening? Okay. Olabisi, Shalom, I can't see your face. Dave, I can't see your face. Seth. So the relationship you have with people that you are not related to by blood, or people you are working with, maybe in an office, is called an official relationship. And if you have to write a letter to them, to people like that, you have to write an official letter, which is also known as a formal letter. Priscilla, you are distracted. What is distracting you? Tell me. What is distracting you? Is it food? Is it food? Are you hungry? Don't be distracted, please. So I've told you before now that everybody should be muted so that we won't take too much of our time this morning. So let's go to what a formal letter is properly. I've explained to you briefly. So I think you need to put this down. Be fast about it because you won't get these notes. You have all the time to put it down now. A formal letter. A formal letter is an official letter written to someone in an official position. A formal letter is an official. From official, you can see, you can get the word office, something that has to do with a particular office. An official letter written to someone in an official position to get something done or to achieve a particular result. I take that again. A formal letter, which is also known as an official letter, is that letter that you write to someone in an official position to get something done or to achieve a particular result. They are letters addressed to ministries, to companies, to government, to the newspaper. Like we have different news, we have different newspapers. I'm sure you know, we have different newspapers. We have The Guardian, we have The Punch, we have Daily Independent, on and on and on. They are letters addressed to ministries, companies, governments, newspaper or publishing houses, business, or letters you send to business organizations. Who unmuted? Please, if you are unmuted, mute yourself, please. Who is this Infinix Hot Pro? Mute yourself, please. Okay. Okay, I thought you are not muted. I wanted to take that person back to the waiting room. Okay, good. So letters that we write to all these places and more that are official, places that are official, they are called formal letter or what? Official letters. So let's move to the next one. I'm sure you must have finished writing this. Examples of formal letters. Examples of formal letters. We have application letters, application letters, letter to the principal of a school, letter to the principal of a school, letters to newspapers, official request or protest letters. Who is this saying Yankuri? Who is that person? Let me look for you.
It's formally. Yes. No right point.
Okay. If you don't come in with your name or you decide to put off your video, I think it would be better for you to stay in the waiting room, because I've told you several times to always put on your videos, come in with your real name. So if you find that I've removed you, just know that there's something you need to correct. Okay, are you done writing this? Shalom, are you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is not the limit to the kind of formal letter you can write. These are just examples. Is that taking everyone? These are just examples. I've told you, put on your video. If you have any issue with your video, let me know. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. Features of a formal letter. Features of a formal letter. Features of a formal letter. We have the first one, which is the address. The address of the writer. The address of the writer and date. Don't forget, your address is not complete if you don't put date. Your address is not complete if you don't put date. The address of the writer and date, well punctuated. So if you want to write your address, maybe your address is Faith Academy, Kaduna. Precious. So how will you go about this, Precious? You should have checked. Next time, Precious, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there, do you have lights?
No, ma'am.
Okay, don't worry. Next time you just try your best now to write everything you need to write down.
Okay, ma'am.
That taking, I won't take too much of your time because I want you to be part of this class too. Can it still take you for like 15 minutes? It should be able to take. The battery is.
My battery can stay for 1 hour. Highest.
Now, can it stay now? For 1 hour? For 1 hour.
Yes.
So you don't have any problem now.
Okay.
Don't you think you don't have any problem? So don't worry. You still be part of this class. And I don't think you have outside today. I'm not sure, but I don't think it will hold today. So you can charge your battery for what you have. What do you have after outside? Do you still have any other class?
No.
So it will take you, don't worry. So I said features of a formal letter. We have address of the writer and date, well punctuated. You need to write this down so that you won't forget whenever you're writing your own. Address of the writer and date, well punctuated. We have address of the receiver too. Don't forget, these are features of formal letters that we have. We should have two addresses. The first one for the writer. By the top corner at your right hand side, you have the writer's address. Please, I encourage you to come early to this class so that you don't need to ask me what's the topic. So the third one, we have salutation, which is strictly dear sir or dear ma. Salutation, dear sir or dear ma. So anytime you hear salutation, just remember dear sir or dear ma. You can use the principal or the editor in some peculiar cases. Don't worry, I will explain this further. You know, normally, if you want to write your informal letter, I'm not talking of formal letter now. Whenever you want to write your informal letter, you don't write the principal or the editor or my daddy. You write dear dad, dear mommy, dear Olu, dear Damian, dear Ella. Do you understand? You write dear whoever you want to refer to. Then you start writing your what? You start writing your what? Your letter.
Your letter.
Good. But here, I want to explain something to you. If you want to write the address for formal letter, if you want to write the address of the receiver of the letter, that person you are writing your letter to, it's better you listen now. If you want to write the address of that person, maybe you want to write your letter to the principal of Faith Academy, Kaduna. Before writing the address of the principal, the first thing that will come first is the principal. Then you put your comma. I'm sure you know you have to start your article there with capital letter. Hella. So you've decided to put on your video now. That's good. I'm waiting for Benjamin, but I won't wait for long. I'll just keep him in the waiting room. I'm telling you this now before I do it. So I give you 1 minute. Good. Good. So let me see that person that I will keep in the waiting room. Balami. I will keep in the waiting room now. I give you 10 seconds to put on your video. Elroy too, and Michael. Since you are not ready, let me just do it fast. Okay, so okay, so let me see. Okay, so let's move on. We have salutations. So whenever you want to write the address of the receiver, if the receiver is somebody holding an office, somebody that has an official name, the official name of the head of this school now is the principal. So if you have if that person has an official name, you will start the person's address with that official name, the principal. Then you put comma. Do you get it now? You put comma under the principal, then you write Faith Academy, Kaduna. The principal, Faith Academy, Kaduna. Then you move on and on, maybe to write the PO box. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Joel Adams, do you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
Benjamin
ma'am.
Olabode, what's going on? Benjamin, you have a question for me? Benjamin, do you have a question for me? No? Who is user? You have to change your name. Oh. If you are using user, I won't admit you. Okay, so but if let's assume it's not the principal you want to write to. Let's assume you want to write to the editor of a particular newspaper, maybe Daily Times or Punch or any newspaper. You know that your letter will go to the editor. So before writing the address for that newspaper, you first write the editor. You put your comma. Then you write Daily Independent Newspaper, followed by the address of that company, so to say. Do you understand? So for people that have official title, you start with their title, then the address follows. This is what this means. Salutation, strictly dear sir or ma. So the principal will be with the address. If you're referring to the editor will be with the address. And after writing the address, you will now start with using dear sir or dear ma. Do you get it now? So it's not in all cases we use the editor or the principal. We only use that for people that hold some titles. So can I move on?
Yes, ma'am.
Olabisi, can I move on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so continuation of features. Oh, Francis is just coming in. Continuation of features of a formal letter. Number 4, you must have the title of the letter. If you want to write a letter to your mom now, Joel, if you want to write a letter to your mom, do you need to give it a title?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to give it a title. A letter
Yes,
to your
ma'am.
mom. No.
No, ma'am.
A letter to your
No, ma'am.
mom. A letter to your mom is an informal letter. So
Okay,
you don't
ma'am.
need to give it a title. If you have 10 things in mind, if you have 10 things you want to tell your mom, you can put those 10 ideas in that single letter. So you don't need, you can greet your mom, tell her you have missed her, ask about your dog, ask about everything you want to ask about. So that one is a free kind of letter. You don't need to give it a title. By title,
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, maybe you want to apply for a job now. If you want to apply for a job, that's a formal letter. So the title of your letter after the address, don't forget, after your address and your dear sir or dear ma, then you will just write, just like you are writing a topic, what you will write is application for the post of whatever. You won't put whatever there. I'm just trying to leave it open for you. I don't know the post. Maybe the post you want to apply for is the bank manager. So you just write application for the post of a bank manager. So that is what your letter will revolve around. You won't write something else. So if I'm the person you are writing that letter to, once I see your letter, I already know what your letter will carry. So I don't need to think there will be something new you will put there. So everything you are writing there revolves around your request that you want to apply into my organization or company as a manager. Is that taken? But for an informal letter, you don't need to write any title. You don't need any title. So it's open. Do you get it now? So
Yes, ma'am.
the fourth thing you are going to write is the title of your letter. Then let me tell you something here, because you're going to write a letter for me in your assignment. I want to see how creative you can be with your formal letter. The title of your letter, if you want to write Priscilla is distracted.
Yes, she is.
Priscilla, please, whatever is distracting you, give that thing 20, if not less, 20 more minutes, if not less than that, please. Don't get distracted, please. So I said, I want you to know this. If you want to write the title of your letter, if I don't ask you to unmute yourself, don't unmute yourself, please. Don't get on my nerves, please. You know, it distracts me. I don't like noise at all. If you want to write the title of your letter, if you want everything to be in capital letter, maybe application for the post of a sales girl or a sales boy, if you want everything to be in capital letters, your application, everything, capital letter, your for the post of everything you want to write, if you want everything to be in capital letter, then write it in capital letter, don't underline. Did you get that? You don't need to underline. But if you want to write maybe your first letter, maybe to only be your first letter, the first letter of your words, maybe application is only A that will be in capital letter. Do you understand it now? If that is how you want to write your title, then you have to underline it. You have to underline that title. But if everything is in capital letters, don't underline. I move to the next one. Complimentary clause. Your complimentary clause should be yours faithfully. You can see my yours here. My yours starts with capital Y. Bless you, Jeffrey. My yours starts with capital Y. Then my faithfully starts with small f. My faithfully starts with small f. So don't forget, even when you are writing an informal letter, yours sincerely, isn't it? For an informal, if it is informal letter, that letter you write to your friend, to your uncle, to your mommy, to your daddy, to anybody, that letter is an informal letter. If you want to write yours sincerely too, your Y in yours will be capital Y. Then your S in sincerely will start with small s. I think that's taken. Then for a formal letter, you will write or inscribe your signature. You have to inscribe your signature. But for an informal letter, you don't need to put any signature. I'm sure you remember this. You can't be writing to your friend and still be putting your signature. It looks official like that. You can't be writing a letter to your friend and it looks so official. Why? Why will it be? The closeness will not be there again. Why are you signing? What are you signing for? Are you signing a check? So for a formal letter, you have to sign. Then you write your full name. You don't write Adamski. You can write that in your informal letter. Your nickname. You can write that in your informal letter, but for a formal letter, you write your real name and you write them in full. If after your surname, you have two names that you use officially, you put your surname, then those two names have to be there. Is that taken? So you write your name in full. So these are the features of a formal letter. Is that taking, everybody? These are the features of formal letters. Then let's see an example that we have here. I have an example for you here. If you can copy this, I think it will help you to guide you. Are you writing? So at the top right corner here, I'm sure you can see my cursor. At the top right corner, I have my address.
Ma.
Yes, what's the question?
Ma, the thing is a little bit too small.
It's too small?
Yes, ma.
Oh, let me try doing something now. Let me try doing something. Can you see it properly now?
Yes, ma. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for thanking me. Mute yourself, please. Joel,
Okay,
mute yourself. Jeffrey, you want me to take you to the waiting room? You're already there. Destiny too wants to go to the waiting room. Okay. Who else wants to go to the waiting room? So while I'm doing this, I want you to quickly write. Then I will explain some things to you there. Elroy wants to go to the waiting room. That's good. Benjamin. If you are done writing, let me know, please. Peculiar. See you in the waiting room.
Ma'am, third.
Okay. Faithful, see you in the waiting room. Okay. So, is everybody done?
No, ma'am.
Please
No, ma'am.
be fast, please. So let me just be explaining as you're writing to save our time. My address. Let me assume this is my address. I'm the one writing this letter. Who said map? Okay, Ariel. Ariel, if you can hear me, just unmute yourself and I want to speak with you.
Yes, ma.
Okay, explain further what you mean by that.
I meant, is this how we have to submit our assignment?
Which assignment?
You said you are going to give us assignment to write an informal or is it formal letter?
Okay. This is just a guide.
Oh.
You know, I've already given you almost everything you need to write, except that I did not give you, I didn't write the letter for you. Did you get that? I didn't write the letter for you. So, because I know some of you, if I write the letter, some of you will write what I've written, you will give me back. That's why I decided to do it like this. Do you understand now? So I want to see your own letter because I know some of you will still give me this address. So if you can give me my address, you can still give me my own letter. So I want to see your own letter. Maybe the topic will be different. The title rather will be different. Do you get it? Okay. What's the question?
Ma.
What's the question?
Ma, isn't this DSR supposed to be below the title?
Which one?
The DSR.
Below the title? No. This is how we write. I understand what you're trying to say. This is how we write a formal letter. I understand what you're... In your informal letter, Roy, sit right, please. Sit right, please. In your informal letter, good. In your informal letter, you will discover that immediately you write, Dear Mommy. You don't need any title. You just start by saying, how are you? And how is Daddy? Hope everybody is fine. How's your work? But for a formal letter, before you go straight to the body of your letter, after Dear Sir or Dear Ma or Dear Madam, your title will have to follow before now writing your request or whatever you want to write. So don't forget, after your Dear Sir or Dear Ma, you must write your title. The title is like the summary of what you want to say. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? I need a response. Okay.
Yes, ma.
So
Yes, ma.
I'm sure you are done with it. So I have my address here. Faith Academy, Kaduna, and the rest. You can see my date there too. Then the person I'm writing my letter to, this is what I wanted to tell you. This was what I was explaining the other time. The principal. So if that person is holding a particular title in the company, you write that person's title. You're writing to the principal. So you write the principal, you put your comma. Faith Academy, Kaduna. Then if I were you, since it's still the same organization, since your address is bearing Faith Academy, Kaduna, and that of the principal is also bearing Faith Academy, Kaduna, you can use all these PO box. Do you understand? All this, you can join them to this principal's address too. Do you get it? So you may not stop at Faith Academy, Kaduna. You can continue by writing the PO box, Kachia Road, under this place too. Then after that, you write your DSR. Then after DSR is your title, then you write the body of your letter. I hereby write to request for some necessary facilities in the school, like this, and that. Do you understand? That's how you start the body of your letter. Then after you are done with your letter, then you write yours faithfully because it's a formal letter. then you put your signature and your full name. That's all. Do you get it now? So you have little work to do. If I have to give you this as an exercise, you have little. All you need here now is the body of the letter that I intentionally did not supply here. The body of the letter, you know what the body of the letter means now. Okay, do you have any question for me?
Ma'am.
Okay, Dorcas, I can see your chat. Don't you know my email? You're asking for how to submit the assignment. You send it to my email now. You can type it. I think I like it typed. If you can type, please type. But if you cannot type, just put it in your notes and submit.
Can we send this to the school email address?
No, you can't. If you send it to the school email address, I won't be able to access it. And I won't be able to reply. You know, I need to reply. I need to tell you whether something is wrong with it or not.
Please, your email address.
You said what?
My email address.
My email address.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My email address. Are you ready to write it down?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just write D. Write D. D-O.
Yes, ma'am.
D-O-L-A. D-O-L-A-N-I.
Yes.
Y-A-N. D-O-L-A.
What is it?
D-O-L-A-N-I.
Yes, ma'am.
Y-A-N.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you write 23.
Just pronounce it.
D Olaniyan. Or you are saying Dolaniyan. D Olaniyan together. Everything together. D Olaniyan. 23.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
after writing that, you write 23 at gmail.com. 23 at gmail.com. 23. Let me just write it. There's no space in between. Let me just write it here in your chat, please, so that you won't waste our time.
Mommy, the teacher has to submit the assignment to our own email address. I've copied it down.
You see it in your chat now, everybody. Sorry, I sent it to Joe. I only sent it to Precious. Let me send it to everybody now. Sorry. I made a mistake. Okay. Please. See it now.
Mom, I'm not seeing it.
Okay, can you see it now?
Okay.
Can you see it now?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, you've seen it. So I expect everybody to submit. So let's evaluate ourselves, please. Let's evaluate ourselves. A formal letter is dash. A formal letter is dash. A, an official letter. B, an unofficial letter. I need somebody to. Okay, Akimushire. Akimushire. Thank you very much. Number 2. Shegun Taiwo, we answer number 2. Only one address is used in a formal letter. True or false? Shegun Taiwo.
False.
You said what?
False.
Please clap for him, everybody. That's a good one. Number 3, yours sincerely. Number 3, yours sincerely is used as a complimentary clause in a formal letter. Yes or no?
No.
Who wants to answer?
No.
You know I don't celebrate. You know I don't celebrate a chorus answer.
No.
I don't celebrate a chorus answer.
Ma.
Sorry.
Sorry. How's it come to thinking?
Ma.
Okay. Who wants to answer that?
Ma.
Ma.
Who's that high? Is it high?
Ayinda.
Ayinda. Let me look for someone else. Wato?
Ma, I'm not through copying it.
Wato, answer my question.
Ma.
You can see something.
Sorry, man.
Wato?
Sorry, ma, I'm not through copying it.
Huh? Wato, answer me now.
Ma, the question, please.
Wato, answer this question now.
Ma,
So
please,
you were
the
not
question
following. Okay. I need somebody. Olabisi Onabanjo University. Answer my question. We use yours sincerely for a formal letter. True or false?
Later, I do it.
False. So what do we use instead of yours sincerely?
Just faithfully.
Thank you very much. God bless you. And yours faithfully, we start with capital what?
Ma, it's me that answered the question.
Jonathan and David, wait for the class to end now.
Allow me to do it now.
Okay, so thank you very much. Let's move to the assignment you have. So quickly write this down. Our time is gone. Quickly write it down. Write a letter to the principal of your school on the poor living conditions in your hostel and suggest ways of improving them. Write this down first before saying anything. I'm sure you should be done by now. Should be done writing now.
Ma, excuse me, ma.
Okay, dear.
Ma, please, is it an informal or formal letter?
This one, this letter.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
I don't think I need to tell you this. This is why I'm teaching you the difference between a formal letter and an informal letter.
Ma'am.
You see any letter, you should be able to tell me. If I ask you to write any letter, you should be able to determine whether it will be a formal letter or an informal letter. A letter to the principal of your school, should it be informal? Should it be an informal letter?
No, ma.
So why are you asking me?
Ma. Sorry, ma.
Okay, I'm about taking it off. Are you done writing?
Ma. Write the formal letter.
Ma.
What do you want to say?
Please, the previous notes please, the previous notes that you not sent, please, I need to send this because it's not all of us that came for the last class.
This is why you need to try to come for this class. You need to come for this class. Joel Adams, what's the question?
Ma, how are we going to submit this assignment?
Oh my God, I've sent my Gmail.
Email.
Check your chat, please.
Okay, ma.
Thank you. So you are just asking me now. That means you've never submitted any assignment. You've not even attempted to do any assignment before. That's not.
Ma, this is the second time I'm doing this thing.
If you are doing it the second time, you shouldn't ask me for my Gmail now. Jonathan and David, I can see you. So thank you.
Ma.
God bless you.
Ma,
I need somebody
wait,
to pray for us. I can't wait. I can't wait again. Okay, I give you 10 seconds to finish it. 10 seconds. Oh.
No, ma, I mean, ma, are we to write your Gmail on top the address?
You don't need to write it now on top the address.
Yes,
ma. Are you supposed to say that in my class? Peculiar, well done.
Write on the address.
Okay, let somebody pray for us. You don't need to write my email on top the address, as you said. So I need somebody to pray for us. We are done for today.
No,
I keep pray for us.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Father, thank you for this class. Father, as you continue our day today, Father, give us retentive memory in Jesus'
Amen.
name.
Amen.
Father, preserve all of us in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
And help us to be reading our books and not forget anything in Jesus' name.
Amen. Oh, in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name we are prayed.
Amen. God bless you. Yeah. God bless every one of you. I want to see your assignment right from now. I want to start marking now.
Okay, ma.
God bless you. Bye bye. See you.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.